Okay, we're back. This time on Fat Bastard's hot rod garage. We're going to start up on the Torqueflite where we left off. We had a little angina problem. Everybody thought it was a vagina problem, but it wasn't. His wife had problems, was in the hospital for 9 days. So back where we left off. We're going to take out this rear overrunning clutch. I'll show you how you do it. Got a set screw in there. You back it out because this is pressed in there, but they could be loose. We'll take the overrunning clutch out. To do that, look down in there and take a picture of how that's set up down in there. You'll see the pins there. These pins, put them in order as you take them out. This comes out of the center. Just make sure you keep them in order. Just so the pin and the spring thing there are in the right side of the pins. That's all you got to know. Make sure it's like that. Just set them up like that, or take a picture on your phone so you can look down there and see how it goes, what it is. Your pin always goes against that pin that's sticking up down there. Turn it over. Come back. You pull this out. This will come out. And watch how you take it apart. You can only get on there one way because of the way the screws are set up. So you set that off the side there. I take a 5/16 flathead socket head bolt and drill it out an 1/8 inch. If you go down in there, that's why I use a flathead, because if you take an 1/8 inch drill down there, it'll center itself. So you screw it in them 4 bolt holes that holds that in. Screw that in there, and if you got an 1/8 inch punch, you just go around there and down through that, hit it a couple times, and you go around all 4 of these and do them the same way. What you're doing is you're marking the back of that sprag. If you don't have an 1/8 inch center punch, always take a drill, and you can take your drill and mark them the same way. Take your drill and go right down through the center of that. I can get my drill out far enough, a little bit further. And you get in there. Okay, that way you can mark your hole and go all the way around and do all 4 of them the same way. That way, when you knock this out, you'll have a place to drill and tap your hole out for your bolt-in sprag. Just that easy. You can, when you're drilling this with the little 1/8 inch drill, you can drill all the way through that if you want to and then take it out. Sometimes I do that, you know, but however you want to do it. So I only mark it. All I'm doing now is marking it. Now I'm going to knock it out. Take a punch down in there. Work your way around like this, gradually knock it out. It's in there pretty good. It's supposed to be, but every transmission I do, I put a bolt-in sprag in so you never have to worry about it ever blowing out. Because them things blow out, they make some damage. Hey, look on the back side, you see your marks. See the mark there, mark there, mark there, and mark there. What you do is you drill that. Take this metal piece off. Before you do, take it off. You want to clean this stuff off, and you want to mark this metal piece. I'll show you as soon as I finish cleaning this off a little bit. What I'll do is I'll get my marker. You take your marker right there, throw your circle there, and right there, and right there. Now you take this off. Need a little screwdriver. I'll get my little screwdriver here. Going one way so you won't mess up with it either. So take your screwdriver down in there. Pull up on that a little bit and pry up. Ouch. Pry up on this thing. Once you get her going, get her started, and she comes right on out. Lay up there with that. So we won't drill all these out for you. You'll know where to drill. That's how you know where to drill it at. You have your marks there all the way around there. So I'll lay that there for right now. I got my places marked. You can see where the drill marked. You really got to hit it good to see it. You won't be able to see it on there probably. It's just the idea they'll be able to see. Drill, a lot of times I'll drill down deeper. That way you know for sure, because some guys can't see the marks on them. Right there's a pin punch, there's a punch. There's one, and the other one's right here. So I know where to drill that at. I got some more. I finished drilling these, and I'm going to do all this work before we put it back together. But I'm going to show you a little how to do what I do. If you ain't got no lathe, you can't afford to have somebody else lighting this stuff up for you. This is what I've done for years. Before I even was able to use a lathe and that, I go, and this is the rear drum. And you can see where the band is marked right through there. You can see where the band rides. I always pull this gear set there out. Pull this set up out here and put them together. You're not going to mess up on this. And what I do, I go down there off this edge here. This is where the band runs. But off this edge here, you'll see where these grooves here are. Right here. Go in the middle right here. Get in the middle there and go down like, let me make sure I got, go down 3/8 of an inch. And center punch right there in that center right there. Drill a 1/4 inch hole all the way through there. And go every thick piece around there like that. Just drill 1/4 inch all the way through. That's the way of lightening up. If you ain't got no lathe, and for somebody that's cheap and can't afford somebody to do the lathe. And then you can put this hole back in there so you keep it together. If you had a lathe, I'd show you how to do them drums back that way. Now, we're going to go the drive shell. Just lift all that gears up like that, and we'll show you what we're going to make. I got one already done up. You really lighten these things up. Okay, here's what you end up having. See all the 1.25 inch holes. What I do, get down here, and I measure from here to here. It's like 2 inches. Okay, 2 inches wide. So you find the center here, and then I go down 1 inch from the top to here in the center, and center punch it, and you'll be drilling 1.25 inch. Take a good old hole saw drill. Get you a good one that cuts steel. Okay. If you don't have a drill press, I've done them with a regular drill too. Drill, and you go around there, and on every one of these lugs like this, right here in the center, you drill that all the way around, just like this one here. Okay. When you get them done, then you want to go, and what you do is put you a scale here, like flat against that. Bring it up here and go flat against that. What you're doing is find the center of this hole. Find the center of this hole, and like here you get. Okay, what you do now is go find the center of this lug here, inside of this here, okay? Move it on around. Find it right here. That's 1 inch. So that's 1/2 an inch, okay? So you make your line 1/2 an inch. And bring it up, put your mark right about there. From the center here, come up to there. Make your mark there, then you go from, take your scale and put it right here towards that line you got, and go 1.5 inches. Okay, make you another mark, 1.5 inches right here. Center punch that, and you'll be doing the same thing all the way around. Now, if you got a set of dividers, what you can do is take your dividers and put it against that steel piece there and scribe it. And you can do that all the way around. But if you can't, then you'll just have to measure each one gradually. I just took my dividers around, and what we done right there. And you go all the way around the same way. You want to alternate these big holes. Ones will be here, center of this. Then the big hole up here will be in the center of that lug there. When you get them done, then you can go back in your center of your big holes, find the center right here, and drill 3/8 holes the same way all the way around. And you do the same thing here. And this really lightens this thing up. If you're heading. So that's how you lighten that drum up. Don't buy those drive shells. You can make them. And they're expensive, so you might as well take your time and make them. If you ain't got a drill press, what I do is the drill, you get down on the ground, on the floor and that, and hold your knees on them with your drill press, with your drill. You gotta drill them like that, and have a vise. Stick them in a vise. You got a vise that big. And then, but if you got a drill press, you can get a piece of wood underneath there and just angle that for these holes up here. Go around and just put your wood up there where you can get down there and start drilling holes. You can start with a 1/4-inch drill on all these to get it started, then put your hole saw, 1.25-inch hole saw up in there then, and then finish them off. You can do that all the way around on all that once you do all that. But that's how you lighten them drive shells. I mean, no sense in paying them. I've been doing this for 30-some years, and none of them's ever failed me. Every transmission I've ever done, I've always lightened these. Okay, now I've done so many of these over the years. I made me like a tool to lay out these much easier if you're only going to do 1 or 2. But what I done, I got one of these right here. I got an old one that's off of this. It's got these prongs on there. What they do, they go down in and they follow the teeth of that gear. Goes all the way down, and I got holes drilled exactly where these holes go. I just go around there and center punch where the marks are, and all I got to do is just drill it. This is the hardest one to lay out anyways, really. So when I made this, it made it so much easier for me because I used to do a bunch of these when I was racing for guys. And so that's for that. Then I made, for the side, I went ahead and made this tool here, where, let's put it here where you can see it, Stacy. I got this here, where that slides in there like that. Okay, the dry shell goes against that. Then I put this plate on this side. I got a nut and bolt, I tighten it up. Well, right here, if you'll see, right here, I find my center on here and put a little mark on the center here. I got a mark right here, is exactly center. I just line that center up, and I go around and drill them all the way around. After my left center off, because all you have to do, then you don't have to lay them out. It's already laid out on this tool here. So, like I said, I've done so many of these, I just made me a tool where I wouldn't spend most of my time laying these out. So, that's with the dry shell. So, you're going to get next step. You put this back in. And we're going to eventually show you how to put it back together once I get all these machine work done on them and that. But this is just so you don't have to pay a lot of money to go to a machine shop and do this stuff. Next thing we go to, we're going to go to this. This is the rear clutches. Rear clutches. And I go around there, and this hole here, you just go around here, halfway between this drill, same size hole, all the way around. That's mainly just to get rid of some weight. Then, we'll finish up next week because I want to be able to take this apart and show you how I do this when we take the clutch packs out. We'll show you how to, don't want to take up a lot of time today. So right now we're going to stop right here with the lightening of the dry shell. And then we'll go back over it and we'll gradually put things together and explain to you again, need be, how I lighten these things up. You don't have to, if you don't have the money to lighten up your transmission, you can do it at home. All you need is the drill bits, a drill, and some measuring tools, and that's about it. So Let's say we're in dire straits here. I think we're going to lose the shop. We ain't got anybody signing up. So please subscribe and sign up. It's free. So goodbye.